Hello and welcome to a special episode of Investors Hangout. This weekly interaction, brought to you by Aditya Birla Sun Life Mutual Fund and Value Research, is here to help you navigate through the world of savings and investments. Now, as we gear up for our grand 300th episode, we're taking a moment to revisit, to celebrate the journey so far. So in today's episode, we'll revisit the 5 most impactful pieces of advice shared by Dhirendra Kumar over the years, timeless insights that continue to empower investors like you and me. In this episode, we'll tell you how to take a step closer to becoming a confident investor. And how does one do that? Well, we have with us Dhirendra Kumar, who will share his secret recipe with us here today. Welcome, Dhirendra.
Thank you. And it is no longer secret because it is almost at the cost of repeating myself. I sound like a stuck record, but I think it is worthwhile. We keep telling at Value Research that do your asset allocation. Stay calm in a volatile market. Doing your SIP, you are actually eliminating the possibility of catching a market high. Diversification is the mantra here. It is how you behave which will actually make your losses permanent.
So today's was a timeless episode. These are the fundamentals.
And repetitive.
And repetitive, yes. And these are the fundamentals that are not going to change no matter what.
To be able to do something, you need to spend little less than what you earn. Because if you don't save, nothing starts. You can't borrow money from your parents and invest because that's a borrowing. Yeah. So one is that fall in the habit of saving, because saving is not a matter of earning, how much you earn and how much you spend. Of course it is at a very fundamental level, but your ability to save is entirely a matter of habit. If you don't fall in that habit, any amount of earning will not take you anywhere. So that's one. Second is that think long term. Saving is not enough. Putting your savings to work, which is you have to make investment. At Value Research, we have been the oldest, believers in SIP. We have been recommending investors that this should be the default way of investing in any market-linked investment. Averaging your investment, I think it's the only way. For investors to reduce the risk of investment, there are 3 things which is important, which is crucial, and it should be followed at all times, which is you are investing your long-term money in markets, you are investing through SIP, and you are investing in a vehicle which is diversified. Because if you if you invest in few stocks, and even if you do it monthly, it won't work. So that diversification, averaging your investments, and making sure that you are investing your money which you are unlikely to need for 5 years and more. These 3 things. So SIP should be the default way for investors to get started. Otherwise, howsoever good you may be at investing, managing your own psychology will be extremely difficult. Most of the money is made in the market by remaining invested, because big moves in the market comes with a surprise. When you least expect it, markets move. When you have given up on the market goes up sharply. When you think that the market cannot go down, then it corrects. Then it goes down substantially. So to benefit from that, SIP is the only way. And psychology is very much against us, because the decline in value which you see in a brief period shakes you up, and it drives you out of the market, and you are deprived of this market, this great thing which, a market-linked investment, equity markets in general, in a methodical way you can benefit from. You are deprived of that. Most investors just do a sorting on Value Research Online, look at what has done very well in recent times, and they start investing in that. And that is why we witness that, many investors put money in sector funds or thematic funds, because they do exceptionally well in a brief period of time. And they may not, and the fact that they have done well generally translates into they doing very poorly soon after. So don't get attracted to it. Diversification is the mantra here. Second is that if you are investing in such, diversification at 2 levels. A fund which is investing across everything, not just large cap, not just mid cap, not just small cap, an all cap fund. Second is that, there is a need for a style diversification. There are funds which invest in growth stocks. There are funds which invest in, value stocks. There are most small cap funds, they end up being aggressive growth funds, stocks, because
it's very difficult to find the value style in small cap universe. So mixing it up well, making sure that you are taking a holistic view in your portfolio. If you have a couple of growth funds, make sure that 1/3 of your money, 20% of your money is in value fund as well, because that will provide you the cushion. That will also provide you, because different segment of the market is cyclical. So when your high growth funds will stop doing well, this is when this will start doing well from there on. So it will be a great balancing thing for you. And it is very difficult to perfectly time the cyclicality of anything. If you do this much of precaution, this much of preparation, I don't think you'll be disappointed. Asset allocation is the first step, that you decide what part of your money should be in equity and what part of your money will be in fixed income. This is a crucial step, and there isn't a scientific formula. There isn't a very precise formula. Basically, it's a very subjective thing. But having fixed equity gets you return, and equity gets you superior return, but it comes with great volatility. Fixed income provides you stability, and it comes with lower return with greater stability. So mixing your equity and debt provides, depending on how comfortable you are with the, what is your risk tolerance to the ups and downs of the market. If you are fine with it, if you are used to it, and then it can well be 90% equity, 10% debt, and you are comfortable with it, that's okay.
So your risk appetite
should govern that. After you have done this asset allocation, rebalancing comes into play, because markets are cyclical. If you're assuming that you have decided to invest 50% of your money in equity, 50% in debt, which is your asset allocation, this 50% becomes 40% because market has gone down by 10% or 20%. If you would have done it a year ago, and it has gone down to 40, and because your fixed income has gone up a little bit, so maybe your fixed income is now about 60% or 62%, and equity is down to 48 or 40 or 38%. That's the time when you should, on an annual basis, you should move your money to fixed income to equity. This effectively means that you are rebalancing it. You are resetting the allocation once again at a defined periodicity, but not very frequently, because if you do it very often, it will have tax consequence. When markets turn volatile and it's in a downward way, what will you do, or are you geared for that? And for that you need to do a few things, which is very basic, which we keep repeating in Investors Hangout time and again. And even at the cost of sounding like a stuck record, I would like to say that to stay calm in a volatile market, or in a downward market, in a crumbling market, in that context we are referring to volatility, is that if you have done the basics, divided your long-term investment and short-term investment, investing only your long-term investments into equity or anything to do with equity. Investing into equity should be a periodic thing. It should not be a lump sum. And if you have done these three things, you will stay calm, because the problem is built only when you haven't planned for it. You randomly came into the market, you got greedy, you got inspired by the recent past performance, something did well, and you invested because expecting that it will continue, and then the market turns downward. That is when you panic. If you invest your short-term money, you will panic. As I said, that draw a plan, stick to it.
And that's not all. To hear directly from the viewers whose financial lives have been transformed.
Someone like from me, who comes from a creative background, I was totally unaware about investing and where we should start from. But this show really simplified things, and the way Dhirendra explained everything in a very simple language, very easy to understand content, and really up to the mark. So for me, I have learned a lot about how we should approach our investments, what is asset allocation and what is diversification, and what things we can stay away from, like derivatives, future options, and a lot of things like trading. So a lot of our basic ground has been covered through the show, and we can differentiate from market noise to filter out things what is actually important for us. And I think this is a wonderful show which every investor should watch, and thank you for such a great show.
I have been following Mr. Dhirendra Kumar as my virtual mentor since 2004, ever since my college days. His work with Value Research and Investors Hangout has truly guided my financial journey. Investors Hangout has been invaluable in sharpening my understanding of mutual funds, stocks, and fixed income investments, helping me stay on the right track. I wish Mr. Kumar and entire Value Research team all the best for the future. May this platform continue guiding future generations as it has for me. Thank you for this journey and congratulations on reaching 300 episodes.
It offers me with analysis that I like to do to identify the funds that I want to invest in. I offer my congratulations to Value Research team and Dhirendra Kumar for providing this site to all the users who are new to mutual fund investment.
I have liked them for the following 3 reasons. The first is the consistency in their advice. There is no significant and paradigm shift in their advice. Second thing I have liked them is for the reason that investor-friendly approach. It is always the investors' interests that are at the center point in their approach. Third thing that I have liked them about is their integrity and ethics in their attitude. Whatever they have preached, they have practiced. Practically, there is no difference between their preachings and their practice. They have taught me to follow the moderate and the prudent path in the investments. They have taught me how to invest wisely and grow securely.
It's not easy being an investor, especially in rough times. But Investors Hangout has been like that friend who has always been there for me, calmly guiding me through. For example, during COVID, when everything felt uncertain, it was Investors Hangout that helped me stay grounded. Dhirendra Kumar sir just, has a way of making complicated things manageable and, let me understand in a very simple way. It's more than just a show for me. It's been a real lifeline over the years. Thank you for being there through thick and thin.
Based on the framework, I have invested my mother's money in mutual funds and it grew to 5x in last 12 years. Now my younger brother started investing in mutual funds. I have met my goals and achieved them effortlessly thanks to stock market, value research and Dhirendra Kumar. After arriving at the retirement corpus, I had retired from active working on 31st December 2021.
I have found the short trips videos put out every week on Investor Hangout very informative. This was in fact just an extension of my long association with value research of over 20 years, and only the medium of communication seems to have changed, which has become more effective with these short videos, I would reckon. The best episodes were, of course, the ones which talked about the age-old doubts which keep creeping up all the time in our mind. Example, should I stop my SIP in this bull run? Thank you once again to Value Research for the weekly Investor Hangout editions, and please do keep it going and raising the bar.
For 8 years, Investor Hangout has been my Friday appointment with you. And here, good times, bad times, anxious times, new funds, confusing things, sudden surge, sudden decline. We have been around. We have been there to explaining things. And I'm very happy that so many of you have said that it has made a meaningful difference to your financial affairs, financial life. And we'll continue to do the same thing. Keep explaining, keep helping you be a confident investor.
Well, that wraps up our special episode this week. We hope these insights continue to guide you on your financial journey. Don't forget to watch our 300th episode next week. Until then, a big thank you from all of us working on and off the camera, the entire Investors Hangout team. Thank you for watching. Take care and happy investing.